Hello, welcome back to the Bliss Builder. Today we're on day 14. We've been talking back and forth about clearing out space and building in really solid foundational self-care items. And today we're going to talk about something that really kind of brings the two together. Today we're going to talk about meditation styles. Now, it makes no sense at all to work on cleaning up our life space and cleaning up our body space and really nourishing and nurturing our body if we're not also going to go ahead and embrace taking care of the mind. So we really need all of those to work together. So that's why we're going to go ahead and talk about meditation. Now, I understand that for some people, there's a phenomenon, it happens to a lot of people, so if this happens to you, don't feel bad, you're not alone. It's called monkey mind, and basically your mind decides that it's going to act like a monkey and it's going to swing from thought to 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 thought, and it can become quicker and quicker and crazier, and it just makes you want to go nuts or feel like you are. So if that happens when you're meditating, and especially when you're first starting out, but it still happens even after you've been meditating for quite a while, but when you're first starting out, if you experience monkey mind, that's okay. Each meditation style that we're going to talk about has something that you can consider as an anchor. And you can always just return to that anchor and recenter and continue meditating. So make sure when you're doing that, though, that you're doing it with love and with encouragement. You want to meet yourself where you are and then help yourself grow. You don't want to meet yourself where you are or have unrealistic expectations and then become really angry with yourself, because then you're never going to want to meditate. So with all of that aside, let's look at meditation styles. The first type that we're going to talk about is just the simple breathing. And we touched on this when we did the breathing video. So there's the 4-6, where you do 4 counts in and then 6 counts out. And if you do that, 6 times, then you've done it for a minute, and that's awesome. Or you can do 6 counts in, hold it for 2, 7 counts out. I like to call this 15 seconds to awesome, because if you do each count as a second, then that's 15 seconds. 4 times repeating that, you've officially meditated for 1 minute. So if you've always said, I can't even meditate for a minute, try that out, and then there you go. You can also do breathe in for 5, hold it for 5, breathe out for 5, exhale for 5. Now, if you have hypertension, the 2 that we just talked about that have holding of the breath, these are not for you. You'll want to try the 4-6, or you'll want to try some of the other different meditations that we'll talk about, because we want to make sure that we're not holding our breath if we have high blood pressure. It's just not very safe. So you can also find a mandala to look at. It's a really pretty picture, and you can follow that, follow it through with your eyes. In ancient Chinese culture, they actually used to make scrolls, and the scroll, you traveled along a journey. You watched people as they traveled along a journey, and it became a meditation. It encouraged you to sit down, to slow down. You followed the journey, you enjoyed the craftsmanship, and you just worked very slowly through the scroll. There was very soothing imagery as well. So focus on something nice to look at. You can focus on music. YouTube has tons of different types. iTunes has tons of different types. Find something. If you go to Google and you just type in meditation music on YouTube, usually it'll pop up a whole bunch of different types. If you don't like the first thing you listen to, no worries. It's got, again, several different types. You can just keep on going down through until you find something that you do feel would work for you. You can focus on a mantra. So this, again, we talked about this with the setting intentions. It's a power tool for your mind. You want to go ahead and find something that's going to be uplifting and simple. You really want it to be simple. You don't want to be sitting there trying to say something super long, because then you're going to be more focused on trying to say the super long thing than on letting the mind clear and empty itself. So Om is great. That's just the primordial sound of the universe. Another one that I really like is So Hum, and that is I am. And for me, it reminds me that I am and I have a place in the universe. So those are two very simple ones that I think are really nice. Try those out, or you can look up others of your choosing, but just try to keep it very simple. Yeah, I think that's good. So now go ahead and pull out your journal and just explore what comes up for you when you simply think of meditation, when you think of the concept or just the word. Do you see a bunch of yogis sitting around with their fingers in their nails, or do you see it as a tool to help you become more empowered and more powerful in life? What comes up for you when you think of it? Do you think you have to be, can you only meditate in a retreat setting, or do you think it's something that you could do for 5 minutes in your office before you go to a meeting? Just really kind of explore, what is this concept of meditation to you, and how do you feel like you can fit into it? And then if you're somebody who has struggled with meditation in the past, then go ahead and write down what's happened for you when you've tried meditation. Or if you're somebody who is a meditation pro, write down what happens for you when you're meditating. What happens, what are the benefits that you feel like you're getting out of it? And then write down the benefits you think you could get out of it for both sides of that. If you're somebody who's done it for a long time, what are some improvements you think you would like to continue seeing? And or that you've seen already. And then if you're somebody who's just trying, just starting out, just learning, then go ahead and focus on what do you hope to gain. And then which meditation styles have you practiced? Even if you feel like you've tried a plethora and none of them have worked, write it down. Because I think it would be interesting to see what would happen if you go through and try them again, with a new mindset of, if you get monkey mind, you're just going to be very loving and just come back to it. Return to your anchor or your focus. And then which meditation styles would you like to practice? Is there something from this list that we talked about that you think would be great? Or is there something that you've heard of before that you'd like to try and never have? Write it down. And then by all means, try it out. So happy meditating, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.